Like, they're not real.
And welcome back, latest and greatest episode of the Shaving Points podcast. My name is Jayden May, joined as always by my co-host Quentin Crisco. How are we doing tonight, boys?
I am excited to get into my first mock fantasy draft of the season, and we are going to throw you guys 3 different strategies here. And Jay will tell you more about that in a minute. But first of all, my name is Quentin Crisco. You can find me on Twitter at BuckHisStats. And you can find the podcast on Twitter at shaving_points. That's PTS_pod. And go check out our website, shaving-points.com. And all your wildest dreams will come true.
Yes, sir. So tonight we're doing a mock with 3 different popular strategies across the internet. Anytime you're looking at see what you need to do for fantasy, you'll see at least 2 of these strategies come up. The other strategy is just kind of mine and Quentin's strategy year after year. But you have the 0 running back strategy, where you usually wait on taking a running back until around the 5th or 6th round. Then we have the hero running back strategy, where you go and get a top 3 running back in the first round and then try to fill out the rest of your team before looking at RB2. And then the third strategy, which is my favorite strategy, is just make sure you take Travis Kelce no matter what. So that's what we've done for you here.
I got the sticky note on my desk. Just Travis Kelce no matter what.
So I'll be running the strategy of hero running back and picking from the 3 position. Our Travis Kelce, no matter what, will be picking from the 5 position. We've already auto assigned pick 5 Travis Kelce, so you can't mess up our strategy there. And then Quentin is running the 7th position at the 0 RB strategy, and we are running a 12-man mock, half PPR and sleeper with CPUs picking the rest of the players. So see how accurate we can get this, and we'll put a poll up on Twitter afterwards and kind of see who y'all think did best here. So you got anything else?
No, that sums it up perfectly, and I think we are ready to go.
Good to go. I'll go ahead and start the draft. So Jamar Chase goes number 1 overall to Austin Eckler. So with me in the 3 spot here, taking a hero running back, I will be taking Christian McCaffrey. Hard to pass on Justin Jefferson, but that's what we're doing here. It's all about just showing what's going on.
Let's see. So, do I got a clock on this? 60 seconds?
Yeah, 60 seconds.
So, I've got this pulled up here. Let's see. I got Tyreek Hill. I got Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown. Give me Diggs.
Diggs. Okay. I changed the draft settings for us, so 5 minutes. So just in case.
Okay.
But so you're gonna take Diggs there?
Yeah.
Okay. I can pick for you. All right.
My logic there is just Stephon Diggs is going to get so many targets because he is the main weapon in that offense. Like, I don't have to worry about anyone else eating at what he does.
Absolutely. So now you have the 2-6 pick coming back around. Devonta Adams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle. Kind of what we're looking at here. A little bit further down, you can look at a T. Higgins or Devonta Smith. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. We just talked about this a little bit last week too. Devonta Adams was going top 5 last year everywhere.
Yeah.
Then he put up, a monster fantasy season last year.
He did good last year.
And now he's not going there anymore. And I'm not sure what to make of it. Like, I feel like
it's the quarterback situation.
It is, but is Jimmy G that big of a drop off? Like, Devontae still produced with Jarrett Stidham throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
I
think you have 4 guys there that you can't really go wrong with, but
yeah.
I think Devontae maybe has the capability of being the most consistent, but then you have three guys that can like blow the ceiling off.
So there's really four guys I'm eyeing here. It's Devontae Adams, Garrett Wilson, Jalen Waddle, and Josh Allen. Because the idea of pairing Allen with Diggs is really intriguing to me here. But ultimately, I just passed on Tyreek Hill. I'm going to go with the other end of that equation in Miami. Give me Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, okay. We're going to take Jalen Waddle.
Now I got two explosive offenses in my wide receiver lineup, and that feels right.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to pass on Jalen Waddle, that's for sure. So, and then, okay, so here we can do whatever we want. We have Travis Kelce at 1. So we can go an Amon-Ra St. Brown. We can go Jalen Hurts. We can even look at a Tony Pollard or a Josh Allen here if we want to. I'm kind of leaning either a Garrett Wilson or a Josh Allen.
Yeah, or if you want to go full sicko mode, you could take Mark Andrews and just corner the market. But
well, then, yeah, we could play Travis Kelce at our flex. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to playing Travis.
I think there's some real value to doing something like that, just because you could trade Mark Andrews for a fortune at that point later on. But
yeah,
that's sicko mode. That's not real. I'm leaning towards Garrett Wilson here personally, because I mean, this guy put up 1,000 yards last year with the likes of Zach Wilson and Mike White throwing him the football last year. So
yeah, okay, we'll take Garrett Wilson here then. Love that pick there. Okay, so for me, the hero RB strategy, I have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, and Mark Andrews that I'm really looking at here. I think with Christian McCaffrey, I like some of the receivers we still have on the board that I can get later on. Mark Cooper's, Calvin Ridley's, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin type of guys. I think I'm just going to go and secure that tight end spot there. Then it's going to come back.
Once Kelce's off the board, I think you can take Mark Andrews just about anywhere because there's no other tight end who is as consistent as him after that.
Okay, so third round here, I have Christian McCaffrey of Mark Andrews. So looking down the board here, I love Chris Olave in that offense with Derek Carr. I think he's going to explode. So give me Chris Olave here, number 1 wide receiver for New Orleans.
I think it's a great pick. I love Olave anywhere in that late second, early third round. I think there's so much value there for him.
Yeah. So here with our Travis Kelce team, there's one guy I love here in this spot, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. But what are your thoughts on Jahmyr Gibbs, Travis Etienne, T. Higgins, Devonta Smith, or even possibly a Joe Burrow in this spot?
Devonta Smith's the guy who catches my eye here more than anything. And T. Higgins, too, because it is a contract year for Higgins, which I think will matter. But Smith, I tend to lean towards Smith a little more just because I think it's just because he's such a clean player, and I'm not sure how you really stop him. Just everything is so technically sound about his game. I'm not sure where you win against him because he just consistently does so well. But I am perfectly fine with Jahmyr Gibbs here. I mean,
let's go Jahmyr Gibbs here. Just see what it turns into.
I think it's just a great bet on explosiveness.
Yeah, let's do Jahmyr Gibbs here and see what happens down the stretch. So you're up next here. So you got Diggs and Waddle right now. You got Devonta Smith there sitting there for you. You have DK Metcalf, a Joe Burrow, Deebo Samuel, a Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Justin Fields. What are we thinking?
So the first thing I'm thinking is who's left at tight end. And I go look
TJ
over
Hawkinson,
at it.
George Kittle, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I ain't taking TJ Hawkinson. You can you already know that. And Kittle, like, it's just early for these guys. Kittle, Pitts, Goddard, it's too early to start doing that. And I'm curious at quarterback. I don't like Burrow enough for fantasy purposes here, just because he doesn't bring the mobility aspect.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields are there. I'm willing to roll the dice and say I can get Fields next round. So at that point, give me Devonta Smith.
I love that pick right there. I mean, we almost said Devonta Smith a little bit ago, so love that value there. Oh shit! So get you Devonta Smith here, and then we'll get you the wraparound here shortly. Lamar Jackson's still sitting there for you. He's gone now. So we have a Calvin Ridley, a Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, or DeAndre Hopkins to round out your first 4 rounds before we start looking at.
Give me QB1. Justin
QB1,
Fields, man.
Justin Herbert,
that's
huh?
The spot. Yeah, the other Justin.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I mean, I like Justin Fields here. I think his rushing ability just opens up so many avenues from a fantasy perspective. That I mean, he was a top 10 fantasy quarterback second half of last season. It's there.
I love that pick right there, Justin Fields. So you got 3 dominant wide receivers with a great fantasy quarterback. All right, so now on to our Travis Kelce team. We have Travis Kelce, Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs. On the board, we have a Calvin Ridley, a TJ Hawkinson.
Did your screen get pulled over?
Let me see here. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just clicked on the wrong thing, but yeah, we're back. Okay, so with our Travis Kelce team, we're looking at Travis Kelce, Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs. We have a Calvin Ridley on the board here. We have a Justin Herbert on the board here, a Terry McLaurin, a Miles Sanders, a George Kittle, a J.K. Dobbins. To me, right here, what are we looking like? What overall are we at like right now? We're at the 4.8 out of 12. So I mean, I like Calvin Ridley here, honestly.
Yeah,
44th pick.
Ridley's a gamble. I think there's a ton of upside there, but it is a gamble no matter how you look at it. If I'm being completely honest, I've seen
Justin Herbert here.
I've seen Terry McLaurin and DJ Moore both perform like we expect Ridley to without quarterbacks in the past. I'm willing to go either of them over him.
Let's go DJ Moore. I love DJ Moore here, and it's gonna. I mean, he's ADP of 53. We're at 44, so I mean that's something realistically that could happen. Somebody loves him there, so let's go DJ Moore there. I like that.
All right.
So now it's on me. Christian McCaffrey, Mark Andrews, Chris Olave, sitting here. To me, I love. Well, let's see here. Let me get Justin Herbert here. Let me take a quarterback. I think that gives me a top flight running back, top flight wide receiver, top flight tight end, and a top flight quarterback. I like kind of rounding out my team well-rounded. Then coming back around, I mean, I'll just give me Scary Terry here. Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin with Justin Herbert, Mark Andrews, and Christian McCaffrey. I love that. I'll take Scary Terry. All right, now on to okay, so here back to our Travis Kelce team. I love Miles Sanders in this spot. I don't know what you're thinking here, but Miles Sanders in a run first offense, a good offensive line in front of him, and some question marks with Jerry Jeudy coming off the injury, and we still don't know how good Russ is. Drake London in an offense that just added more weapons. And then we're looking at Christian Watson, Cam Akers, Alexander Madison's, Brandon Ayuk's. Like, you cool with going Miles Sanders here? Or you got somebody else in mind?
So, looking at this, the only other guy I'm considering this spot out of the top available guys is Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
And when I go look at quarterbacks, I see Dak Prescott still there. I see Tua still there. Like I see the easy high floor
Anthony
options like
Richardson's.
Kirk Cousins still there. Daniel Jones, Jared Goff. I know they can set a high
Mm-hmm.
floor for me, so I'm not too urgent. Like I really think Lawrence could do a lot this year, but my sense of urgency isn't quite there yet. But with the running back spot, I go look it up at the position. I see a bunch of question marks in Cam Akers, Alexander Madison, DeAndre Swift, James Conner, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook. Like Miles Sanders is the last guy here who is going to have a good volume and
Yeah.
has proven production recently. That like you're not worried about injuries, you're not worried about his share of the offense. So I think Miles Sanders is the choice here.
I like Miles Sanders there as well. So for our Travis Kelce team, that gives us Travis Kelce, Garrett Wilson, Jameer Gibbs, DJ Moore, and Miles Sanders from the 5 spot, the 12-man league. I like the way that team's shaping up quite a bit. So now you're on the clock again. And so we have a Drake London. You took Justin Fields last, so we can move this up a little bit, give you a little bit more view of the big board here.
So I'm not even thinking running back at this point. Like I know with no running back, like 5th round is about where you can start considering. But
yeah,
I mean, I look at the options here. I'd rather roll the dice. Like I see all these names: Cam Akers, Madison, Swift, Connor, Kamara, as guys who are like they're just as risky as guys I'm going to get a few rounds later. So like, or maybe next round. I'm not sure yet, but I mean, I'm leaning towards Kyle Pitts because I'm saying I got Pitts, Goddard there, and then like I see a drop off in what I expect to be consistent production. So I'm thinking Kyle Pitts bounces back from a rough sophomore year
Pitts
back
there.
to his rookie form.
So is that what you want to go with right there, Kyle Pitts?
Yeah,
don't
give me
hate
Pitts.
That. All right, so we'll wrap around here, coming back to you. Trevor Lawrence might still be on the board still. Yeah, he's there.
If I would have known,
you do have your Justin Fields.
I might have avoided Fields and just waited on Lawrence had I known this.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have had a DJ Moore or Calvin Ridley and still had Trevor Lawrence here. But anyway, going forward, we're going to do Chris Godwin is the top flex on the board right now. Brandon Ayuk, Marquise Brown. One guy I really love here is Christian Kirk, but this is your team.
Yeah, so I'm looking at these. Chris Godwin, I don't trust the quarterback situation there, and there's been health issues in the past. Brandon Ayuk, I just don't trust that he's going to get the share he deserves in that offense. Marquise Brown, tons of questions about that Cardinals offense. Michael Pittman, I don't know how much they're going to be throwing the ball in Indy this year.
George Pickens looking good.
Kirk makes a lot of. I mean, I like Pickens, but I like Trevor Lawrence a whole hell of a lot more than I like Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
And Christian Kirk makes just too much sense here for me.
I agree. So you want to go ahead and lock in Christian Kirk here?
Yeah, give me Kirk.
Not a bad pick. All right. So now to our Travis Kelce team. We need a quarterback on this team. Trevor Lawrence is still here. I think this is kind of a no-brainer for this team. We have Travis Kelce, Garrett Wilson, Jameer Gibbs, DJ Moore, and Miles Sanders sitting there for us right now. I think Trevor Lawrence brings this team together and gives us a really good starting lineup.
I love the ability to pair Lawrence with Ridley too. I'd love to pair him with Kirk. Like him and ETN, him and Ridley, him and Kirk,
we don't have
any of those guys. Team. Oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying as far as strategy goes, Trevor Lawrence is one of the guys I'd really like to handcuff to one of his receivers or running backs.
Yeah, I agree. So here I have Christian McCaffrey in the first, Mark Andrews, Chris Olave, Justin Herbert, Terry McLaurin. So I could look at a quarterback here soon, but what really is standing out to me right here is it's going to be Mr. Mike Evans, Mr. 1,000 yards. I mean, I'm not too worried about the offense. I mean, I think they're going to make it a point to go out of their way to make sure he gets this record. And we are picking at number 70 right here. His ADP is 77. I'll go up 7 spots for him. He might still be there in the wraparound in the 7th round, but I'm just going to go ahead and lock him in right here.
Yeah, I like that.
So
Like
now it's
Kirk
back to
Cousins, I
me.
like that.
Yeah, I like that. So it's back to me right here, and I could look at a quarterback here. No, never mind. I have Justin Herbert, so could look at another flex, Alvin Kamara, Javonte Williams. But I think what I'm gonna do with this spot is go Pacheco. I loved how I finished out the end of last season. I think he's gonna get the bulk share of the carries there at KC. He just played so good down the stretch last year. I think it's great value here at 75 overall, taking the 76 ADP. And like I said, I think his ADP is a little high anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah, if you couldn't
right.
tell by the look on my face, I was hoping Pacheco would be there for me, but
So now to our Travis Kelce team. We kind of got this team rounded out. So I mean, we're kind of this is where we start
just
taking shots here.
EPA, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a Garrett Wilson, we have a DJ Moore, we have 2 running backs, we have a quarterback. So when you look at the big board right here, Marquise Brown's number 1 on it. But to me, I'm looking at high ceiling guys right here, and the biggest high ceiling guy to me that could absolutely blow up this year would be Mr. George Pickens. Do you agree?
I was worried you were going to say Jordan Addison and we were going to have an argument, but George Pickens is exactly where my head is at here.
Yeah, I mean, you got a solid lineup here. I mean, don't really have any question marks anywhere, and so if you can get big time production out of a flex spot here in the 7th round with a guy like George Pickens, I think that's a no brainer.
Yeah.
So the George Pickens on that team. All right, now it's on you. So if you're looking at running back here, I mean, you're looking at the David Montgomerys, the James Cooks, Javonte Williams coming off an ACL, but had a lot of hype going into last season.
Give me Pookie.
Yeah, I love it.
You go no
this
running
is
back.
Pookie.
You need to go after upside. I don't think there's a bigger upside pick than Pookie Williams this year.
No, I agree 100%. So coming back around to you, AJ Dillon will probably be sitting there for you.
I don't know.
Antonio Gibson.
So with AJ Dillon, with where the Green Bay offense is, I'm worried they're going to be facing a lot of heavy boxes that they haven't been used to.
You don't have to go back here, but
yeah, no, I'm just looking through the board. Let's see.
You have it pulled up on your side, right?
Yeah, I got it up here. So, how many receivers do we have in this league? 2 receiver, 2 flex.
Yeah. So 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, with the kicker and a defense also.
So I'm maxed out on starting receivers right now here. I've got my tight end, got my quarterback. I mean, I'm probably just going to reach on a running back I like. And give me Charbonnet.
Charbonnet. I like that pick. Let's see. That was going to be my suggestion, honestly. So we'll go Zach Charbonnet for your 2nd running back here. And, I mean, you're filled out the flex spot and the wide receiver spot. So, I mean, you're looking good there. So, with if you're looking at your roster in a whole, yeah, so Justin Fields, Pookie Williams, Zach Charbonnet, but Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Christian Kirk, Devonta Smith, and anybody else you pick from here on out is going to ride in the bench for you. Be some good trade value if you're in a league that likes to trade. I mean, it's not a bad spot to be sitting in, and then hopefully those running backs hit for you. But, okay, so now on to our Travis Kelce team. So this team's all but basically filled out right now, I think, as far as starters go. No, we need 1 more flex position. So looking at the flex here, we could look at a Kadarius Toney. I love Brandon Cooks on the spot for this team. To me, it's Toney or Cooks, but
honestly, I'm leaning Toney. I mean, what are the odds that all of George Pickens,
and you have Travis Kelce too, so I mean, it's not like you get the double dip there too. So
Wait, who was the? I thought we took someone high who was riskier there already. No, I guess not.
Pickens.
Yeah, I
We took
thought
a
it was
Pickens.
Pickens and someone else, but yeah, I mean, I like Tony here.
You like Tony
I
here?
think
I like
I
Tony a
like
lot
Cooks,
in
but
this
I like
offense.
Tony more.
Yeah. So on to me here, and I'll take Brandon Cooks in this spot.
Hmm.
Michael Thomas goes right after him. We'll see what Michael Thomas does this year. And so, looking at the hero RB strategy here, my second running back being Isaiah Pacheco, wide receiver Chris Olave, wide receiver Terry McLaurin, Mark Andrews, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks with Justin Herbert. So I need some youth on this team, really old team. So looking at these flex positions right here, I'm going to reach on a guy here, but I absolutely love him, and his team loves to run the ball. His coach loves to run the ball, and we're picking at 99 here. He has an ADP of 111. I'm taking Devon A-Chain.
Okay.
And then back to our Travis Kelce team. So we're going for home runs here. So who's your home runs for this team? I mean, we're pretty filled out top to bottom.
Home run.
Do we go with Anthony Richardson here?
For one QB league, I'm just not that interested in getting a second quarterback this early.
I'm not either, but Anthony Richardson probably has the highest fantasy upside of any quarterback that's come out of college in a decade.
Let's see.
And you already have Trevor Lawrence, and your team's already filled out. It's all hypothetical. I would never do it in this spot, but
Yeah, going on pure upside. Man, I'm leaning Zay Flowers, and if the suspension kills me, but Jameson Williams could be a real it's high risk, but
yeah,
that could be a killer move for you if it pays off.
Elijah Moore's looked good in the preseason there too for Cleveland.
Yeah, I like Elijah Moore this year. I mean, he's finally out from under a coaching staff that hates him. Another one that I've seen reason to believe that Samaje Perine is going to be a lot more than he was in Cincy and Denver. That goes directly against my Pookie Williams pick earlier, but that's
you could handcuff him coming up here.
Yeah, but so if you wanted to go Richardson, I could live with it, but I think Zay Flowers would be
Zay Flowers or Quentin Johnson.
I'd go Zay Flowers.
Okay, let's go Zay Flowers.
That new offense in Baltimore is going to love running him out of motion and all over the formation.
Yeah, no, I like that Zay Flowers pick there. So now it's on you. You've gone running back your last two. You went Pookie Williams, Zach Charbonnet. Got a lot of wide receivers on this team. You have a good QB1 and got a wide open board here for you.
I got one name I'm thinking here. Well, two, but I think I can get the second one on the wraparound. Juice Herbert. Give me Khalil Herbert. Unsure backfield. Herbert. He very, very well could. He's the most explosive option in that backfield, and he could be tough to deny carries. So Khalil Herbert makes sense to me here.
I like Khalil Herbert in that spot.
From the no running back strategy, it makes sense to attack explosive runners.
I think you have a lot of upside with your running backs here, with the rest of your team being pretty solid. So here, if we're still looking at running back, I mean, I don't hate Elijah Mitchell. I love Kendre Miller out of New Orleans, that rookie there. But this is your team, so what are you thinking here?
Ooh. This running back area is starting to deteriorate on me, but I'm not sure I'm that worried about it yet, because at this point it's all guys who, again, I feel like the difference between right now and around later is not going to make a big deal. So I'm looking at the overall board.
Tyler Algier is not bad.
Give me Chigo Okonkwo.
Ooh, going tight end. I love it.
Yeah, and I love Chigo Okonkwo this year. That offense doesn't have a ton of options, but since adding D-Hop, they have enough options that I think is really going to help him.
Yeah, I agree. So looking at our Travis Kelce team here, could probably use another running back here. We have Gibbs and Sanders. So when we go to the running backs available here, I don't hate the Ezekiel Elliott pick here. Signed in New England yesterday.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like Ramondre Stevenson's so good. I don't know how many carries he's actually.
But they paid him a lot of money.
They did. It was shocking. I like Mostert.
We don't have. Yeah, you like Mostert over Mitchell?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with Mostert. I love Mostert. Him and Jeff Wilson, either one. It's a crapshoot in my opinion. So
there was something coming out yesterday, 2 days ago about Mike McDaniel. It was straight from Raheem Mostert. Mike McDaniel telling him like they're scheming more stuff up for him this year. I don't, maybe it's smoke, but I'm buying it.
So me right here, I took Christian McCaffrey number 1 overall. I need that handcuff. I'm taking Elijah Mitchell.
Makes sense. I think that's the prime spot for Mitchell, like that handcuff with McCaffrey. Because if McCaffrey's healthy, I don't think he's touching the ball a lot. But if McCaffrey goes down, he's super valuable.
Yeah, the rest of my team's already filled out too. So, and then give me another running back here. I mean, I'm very happy with what I got at wide receiver, and there's still some wide receivers I like on the board. So let me get Kendre Miller here, the rookie out of New Orleans. I think he's going to get a lot of touches early during that Kamara suspension, and then never give up the job after that. So very high on Kendre Miller. All right, so now on to our Travis Kelce team, and right here, I love a Tyler Boyd for this team. We have Pickens, we have Tony, we have Zay Flowers, we have a DJ Moore, we have a Garrett Wilson, we have 3 running backs in Gibbs, Sanders, and Mostert. I love the Tyler Boyd because if Higgins or Chase go down, he's gonna get touches, and he's a proven commodity. And you could start him at flex even if he is going into the day at wide receiver 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the only guy I would also consider here,
Darnell Mooney,
Rashad Bateman or Darnell Mooney. And Darnell
Mooney a lot.
I like him a lot, and he has great chemistry with Fields. My only concern is that the Bears end up being a run-heavy team, and it just limits what the passing offense is capable of. But I mean, I'm good with Boyd. I'd lean Bateman over him, but I'm good with Boyd.
Let's go Bateman, just for shits and gigs here. All right, and that goes to you here. So you got two tight ends. You have 4 solid running or wide receivers with a Justin Fields. You went 3 running backs already, so I have to take a kicker in a defense technically. So what are you thinking here?
Ooh, how many picks we got left? So 1, 2, 3. I only got 5 picks left, and 2 of those need to be kicker defense.
You got, so 3 picks left.
3 real picks left.
Are you a take a defense or kicker?
Give me Mooney. No, give me Mooney. I think Mooney is on another tier than most of the other receivers that are left on the board.
I agree. I like Mooney a lot in that spot, so I love that pick for you. And with the Justin Fields, could be some double downs right there. So coming back around to you now. You have a Tank Bigsby in Jacksonville if Travis Etienne goes down. Jonathan Mingo. This is where I'm looking at rookies right here. Jalen Hyatt, Tajay Spears. What'd you blow?
So Nico Collins is one of my biggest sleepers this year, and I just can't afford to take him now because I need a backup quarterback too. Oh well, someone else will get him.
You can still take him.
I want another running back.
2 picks left.
I want another running back, and I need a backup quarterback. Do I need a backup quarterback though?
I mean, so the quarter. I mean, this is a 1 QB league, so I mean, there's going to be guys that are available. Like you can go get a Jimmy
Yeah,
G, a CJ Stroud, a Derek Carr. Kyler Murray's probably going to go undrafted. Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Bryce Young, Jordan Love. I mean, in this situation, I'm straight up streaming. Uh,
but I can wait on Nico Collins anyways, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
yeah,
But give me Roshan Johnson here. I tie Roshan Johnson
I
to
like
Khalil
him.
Herbert. I feel pretty good about what I
One of
have in
them's going to
that.
hit.
One of those two should be the main guy.
I love it. Okay, so now to our Travis Kelce team here. And I mean, we're kind of spoiled with riches on this team. So Trevor Lawrence, Jameer Gibbs, Miles Sanders, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Travis Kelce, George Pickens, Kadarius Toney, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Raheem Mostert. So definitely don't need any more Ravens. But one guy I love here is a Jonathan Mingo or a Tank Bigsby. I think one of those guys. I think they're both in great positions to really explode, and they're both guys that on this team can ride the bench all season if necessary. But I love the upside on both of them.
So I like both those guys. My case here is going to be with Mingo. I'm trusting a rookie quarterback, which historically is not the smartest thing to do. Whereas with Bigsby, he should be the late game running back there because ETN isn't who you're asking to get tough yards.
Yeah,
And I expect Jacksonville to win this year. So I think
yeah,
Bigsby makes a ton of sense. You need it. You could use another running back anyways. Bigsby would be my pick.
I like it. So now onto my team here. Um, I need some wide receiver help here. So um, I like your Nico Collins pick from earlier, but I'm not going to do it to you. I'll take Michael Gallup in this spot.
Okay.
And then coming back around to me, I'll take another wide receiver on this team and give me John Mechie in Houston. I love
One
his
of my
route running
favorite
ability.
sleepers.
Love his route running
People
ability.
have
Love,
just forgotten he exists.
yeah. Rookie quarterback, but I mean, I think they're going to be good enough to at least throw the ball around in that Houston offense. So we need a deep sleeper here on our Kelsey team. So I'm just gonna hand it over to you here. So if we're looking at our flex positions, do you like a Deuce Vaughn, which I'm not too high on? We could look at
I
Hunter
think I like Ronald
Renfro.
Jones more than Deuce Vaughn, to be honest.
Ronald Jones probably won't
Um,
even make the team.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
Rico Dowdle's looking like he's going to be the number 2 running back, which talk about ultimate sleeper. It's going to be Rico Dowdle.
Okay.
I swear to God.
I could get down some Rico Dowdle. I also like Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah,
If
I
we're
like
talking
him.
deep sleepers, Marvin Mims is a guy who I think might have some real opportunity this year.
We need somebody who's going to make the graphic pop. If somebody who sees it from their team and like, oh, I can't believe they stacked that guy. Like nobody's talking about him.
See, I feel like Tajay Spears might be that guy, but like
I like Tajay.
that's
Spears.
not going to hype up Tennessee fans because that's just going to make them think
No.
that Derrick Henry's going downhill.
What about Israel
A.T. Perry is
Abadaconda?
as deep a sleeper as it gets, and it's super risky. A.T. Perry, but I just believe in the kid.
Is he running
ADP of 500. No, he's a wide receiver out of Wake Forest.
Oh, okay.
Had like 11 touchdowns last year.
Let's throw him on the New Orleans team. Let's throw him on this team.
Let's do it. You gotta search it. ADP of 500 when I looked it up.
I love it. Oh man, okay. Let me show this good. All right, he's on the Travis Kelce team. All right, so now it's on you. Your last pick before we go. before you have to start taking defenses and
Yeah, give me Nico
kickers.
Collins. I'll pick up. I'll figure out if I need a backup quarterback somewhere. It's 12-man, one QB
Yeah,
league. There'll be someone available. Give me Nico Collins.
yeah. I'm with you. I'm not worried about it. All right. So that brings it to an end here. We'll just I'll throw in some defenses and kickers at the
Wait.
end.
Give me
Let's
that
see who
Dolphins
you want.
defense. Give me that Dolphins defense.
Okay, you want the Dolphins defense?
Oh yeah, Vic Fangio cure all. Give it to me.
Get Dolphins defense. We'll give Travis Kelce's team.
Patriots.
Patriots
He is
defense is fine with me.
stacked.
I will take.
That's how you know I'm a Bears fan. I get so hyped up about fantasy football defenses. It's all I've had in my life.
let me take Youngway Koo for my kicker, and then for my defense, I will take. Give me that Pittsburgh defense.
Okay.
And then kicker,
McMahon
we'll give
Jacksonville. Or Miami's kicker. Either one, really.
Somebody, I like kickers in a dome typically, but we'll give them Miami's kicker. They played good enough weather.
I've never thought that much about a kicker, if I'm being honest.
You want Dicker the kicker?
No, give me McManus. Give me Jacksonville.
McManus, okay.
I'll pick up someone in a dome late in the year.
All right, that'll do it. So, we'll share this later on. Let's see here.
Yeah, I'll probably get it out tomorrow sometime.
So we'll look at the rosters real quick. Oh shit.
I don't even know. I don't even know how AT Perry's done through camp. I just know I loved his tape at Wake Forest because it was just like dunking on everybody. That's all. That just like talking so much smack, but then like getting pushed around on occasion, but still just like jawing. So you had that dog in him, man.
So looking at these complete teams, we can just kind of run through them real quick. And so on the hero RB strategy, we have Justin Herbert at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, Isaiah Pacheco, Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin, Mark Andrews, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks, Youngway Koo, Pittsburgh's defense, both irrelevant, Devon A-Chain, Elijah Mitchell, Kendre Miller, Michael Gallup, John Mechie. Don't really love that team, if we're being honest, but a lot of potential there. And then at the 5 spot, taking Travis Kelce, we have Trevor Lawrence, Jahmyr Gibbs, Miles Sanders, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Travis Kelce, George Pickens, Kadarius Toney, Zay Flowers, Raheem Mostert, Rashad Bateman, Tate Bigsby, and A.T. Perry. I love that team.
That's the league winner. That's the league winner right there.
I think so. And then for your zero RB strategy, a lot of talent here. We have Justin Fields, Javonte Williams, Zach Charbonnet, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Devontae Smith, Christian Kirk with Khalil Herbert, Chiggy Okonkwo, Darnell Mooney, Rashawn Johnson, Nico Collins on the bench. I mean, it's obviously both of our probably favorite strategies, but the Travis Kelce team, in my opinion, is the best out of that group.
It's hard to, like, when there's so much receiver talent right now and you're still going to have chances at running backs in the second, third, fourth, like, it's hard. It's hard to deviate from that. But
and honestly,
quick note on our A.T. Perry. I just looked it up. 6 targets, 6 receptions, 70 yards, and a touchdown in his first preseason game. So things are looking up.
I love it. And even in this hero running back strategy, to where you're not supposed to look at your RB2 till later on, I probably would have passed on like a Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin for like a Jahmyr Gibbs, and just had both Christian McCaffrey and Jahmyr Gibbs and take running back later. I was trying to stay true to the form though. But yeah, I mean, there was definitely probably opportunities for both of us to have better teams, but just trying to stick with
Like when I went
that
Kyle
strategy.
Pitts, like if I could have gone
Yeah,
running back there, I probably would have, or maybe even
exactly.
over Kirk, or no, not over Kirk, because that was already like Javante was already one of the top like
Yeah.
three backs. But
But yeah, I mean, we're trying to stay true to the strategies there. But yeah, I mean, I think the best strategy this year is just take Travis Kelce.
yeah, I mean it is most years. It really is
Yeah.
most years. Most of the time when I've
So
gotten Travis Kelce, I've won the league. Like it's really not hard math.
so any other sleepers you want to talk about?
Yeah, I got a whole list of guys here. So I'll start from my least favorite and then working up to my favorite. So I've got like I think 18 guys here. Charlie Jones, Cincinnati, rookie out of Purdue, if I remember correctly. Average draft position 477. So you can take him in the very last round. I have him on my dynasty team just because in the future T Higgins might be gone. Someone's gonna have to step in. They
No.
took this kid in the third round, I think it was, and he really did play well at Purdue. And there's a lot to like about his background as far as a guy who's been through some adversity. Like he had to bounce from college to college to get opportunities, and then finally shined when he got to Purdue.
Yeah.
Justin Watson out in Kansas City. Andy Reid just loves to draw up weird plays for this guy, which makes me think he might see more in the future. Average draft position is 999. So, like, super, super deep leagues is the only place you can really consider him. A.T. Perry was
Yeah.
my next guy. We've already talked a fair amount about him. 6th-round pick for the Saints out of Wake Forest. Just some of his tape at Wake Forest was just ridiculous, but he fell in the draft because there might be some injury concerns there. He's pretty skinny, but he's big, physical. Like he shouldn't be physical because he's skinny, but he is. Like he just wants it. he just wants the heat. And I just the dude has so much dog in him. He's just that type of guy that I see doing well in this league. Corey Davis with the Jets. Average draft position at 283. He's never played with a quarterback this good in his career. He's put up a 900 something yard season before. He was a top 5 pick. He's talented. For him to not be getting drafted doesn't make sense to me. Keontae Ingram, running back for the Cardinals, AP 261. This is just super deep leagues that I'm even considering him in. He hasn't played anything in this league, but that's a pretty bare room in Arizona.
Yeah.
And someone's going to get the opportunities. They used a draft pick on this kid last year. I'm betting that he's going to get the opportunities if they're there.
Jerome someone's going to get opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. That's just an upside bet. Jerome Ford in Cleveland and Tajay Spears in Tennessee. Those are both just RB2 bets. They're behind backs who are just complete workhorses. And if they go down,
another guy
to pick up the slack.
Another guy I like in that same breath is Chase Brown, backup running back in Cincinnati. I loved his production in college, and it seems like they've been trying to move on from who's Mixon. That running back in Cincinnati? Mixon for a while now. It seems like they were always giving carries to P. Ryan, who could just like never take the next step. But I love the Chase Brown there. And then I talked about it earlier, Rico Dowdle, who's the 3rd running back right now. Deuce Vaughn's kind of in his own little world. I mean, I think he's technically listed as the 4th running back, but he's obviously more of like a special package guy. I mean, the dude's 5'5", 130 pounds. I mean, he's not going to carry the load for you, but on the depth chart, Rico Dowdle's 3rd right now behind Malik Davis. He outperformed Malik Davis big time in the first preseason game. He performed really, really well last year in preseason as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's RB2 by the time we start the season. Like I said, I don't think Ronald Jones is going to make the team. I think Malik Davis is going to end up being the 3rd running back. And I think Rico Dowdle is going to be the guy to give some relief there at the running back position. And in case of injury, I think he's going to be the guy. And he's going like around 350 right now. So to me, he's the number 1 handcuff if you go and get Tony Pollard. I wouldn't worry about Malik Davis, and I wouldn't worry about if you want to take Deuce Vaughn, don't take Deuce Vaughn as a handcuff to Tony Pollard. Just take Deuce Vaughn because you want Deuce Vaughn because he's not a handcuff guy.
Yeah. Rico Dowdle is an all-time great name. So, like, that right there
Mm-hmm.
tells you all you need to know. Few other guys I'll rip off here. Jalen Hyatt.
Love Jalen Hyatt.
That
I hated
receiver
where he
room isn't
landed.
anything special. Like,
I
he's
hated
gonna
that he
have the
landed in New
chance
York.
if he shows up, he's gonna have a chance to get a starting job.
You know
I
how badly I wanted him to land in either Detroit or Kansas City.
think. Yeah.
Like,
Any Minnesota running back not named Alexander Madison, I think is a safe bet. My money is Dwayne McBride, but he has fumbling issues, so that's a big question mark. But I mean, Kenny Nwangu's there, Ty Chandler's there. I just think McBride, his tape at UAB was pretty filthy when he wasn't fumbling.
yeah.
So, like, if he gets that fumbling thing under control, I could see him becoming the starter there. Mac
Absolutely.
Jones, average draft position at 244. It's like people don't realize this guy's offensive coordinator last year was a defensive coordinator. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like Mac
can't
Jones
be
is
worse.
a very safe fantasy floor for a quarterback. Like, that's just
I agree. I mean, that's kind of what I said about Daniel Jones last week. I mean, if you want to wait on a quarterback, like I would be completely fine, especially in either a super flex league or like a 14 plus man league where you're only starting one quarterback, to try out Daniel Jones every week as your starting quarterback. I'd have no problem with it. He has rushing upside and he's gonna throw the ball. But the other, what do you think about Dalvin Cook signing in New York with Brees Hall, Abanaconda there, Michael Carter's still there?
I don't get it.
What do you think about that backfield?
I don't get, like, I don't know what to think of what that backfield now. Like, I'm scared to touch any of them because like I liked Brees Hall. I liked Abanaconda as like a sleeper guy, especially like dynasty leagues and stuff. But like now it's like I still like Abanaconda for dynasty, but like that's dynasty, that's different. But like I don't know. I'm not taking Dalvin Cook. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm touching Brees Hall at this point either.
Yeah.
Then just some rookies that I really, really like, or don't really like, but I like their upside. Deneric Prince, they're in Kansas City. They haven't really had consistency at the running back position for the last 4 years in Kansas City. So, I mean, it's worth a flyer. Sean Tucker at Tampa Bay. I mean, I liked what he did at Syracuse. I mean, you're going against a guy who really hasn't taken over at all yet. So I like his upside. Another guy we're talking. I mean, this is more of a dynasty pick too because quarterback really isn't that big of a deal in just a standard redraft league. But Aiden O'Connell. Loved Aiden O'Connell last year in college. Didn't have a great year. Showed up to Las Vegas. Apparently, he's been lighting it up. Looked pretty good in his first preseason game. If you're in a dynasty league, I think he's somebody worth holding on to. Absolutely. And then another guy I really like, I'm trying to find him here, is Roschon Johnson. I loved him in that Texas backfield. I thought he outperformed Bijan plenty of times last year on the field with Texas, and I love that fit for him in Chicago. And I feel like somebody's gonna take over that starting job there. So I mean, I definitely think he's worth a flyer.
He's my number 5 sleeper. So like I'm with you. I mean, is it ADP is what 150? So like
150.
It's right on the edge of like deep sleeper or not, but like
to me he's, if you have 2 running backs that you like and you want to go take like basically what you did, you want to go take a Roschon Johnson and a Khalil Herbert both, I think one of them will hit.
Yeah. I mean, those are the 2 most likely guys I think to see the bulk of the carries. At tight end here, I got Jelani Woods in Indy. If they're a run-heavy offense, I expect the tight end to eat. and he should be taking over that starting
What did you
job.
think about Jonathan Taylor?
I do not know what to think. I'm just
I'm not touching
avoiding.
him.
Yeah, I'm just avoiding him. But yeah, Jelani Woods, he finished off last year really strong, a few top 10 finishes even. And Mo Alley Cox has just been unseatable in Indy for like the entire Frank Reich tenure. Frank Reich's gone.
Yeah,
I think Jelani
he's
Woods is
just-
going to do it.
Mo Alley Cox is just one of those guys that's just like, if you start him in fantasy, he's either going to get you no points or like 4 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Devontae Parker is along the same lines as Mac Jones. He's got to be better than last year. His average draft position is 211. You might be able to get a starting caliber wide receiver there.
yeah.
Marvin Mims, ADP of 186.
See, I want to like Marvin Mims. I want to, but yeah, I mean, we're talking straight Flyers here, but
yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean, I just liked his tape at Oklahoma, and
yeah,
basically my logic is he is the only receiver on that roster handpicked by Sean Payton.
yeah. There's a lot of
Then-
receivers on that roster, though.
There are, but Rashid Shaheed in New Orleans. Again, he had some big games last year. I've got him in
Yeah.
Dynasty this year. I think Shaheed could be a steal at average draft position of 176. Jawan Johnson also in New Orleans at tight end. If you're late in the draft and saying I still need a tight end, I'd target Jawan Johnson. He is fighting for looks with Foster Moreau, but Johnson is the more receiver
They also
of
signed
those
Jimmy
two.
Graham.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Graham's gonna. You're right. He's gonna destroy his fantasy value. Jimmy Graham is my next sleeper. No, I'm kidding.
So no, I talked about it a little bit in the draft. I love John Mechie coming back off Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was just such a clean and crisp route runner at Alabama. The kind of intangibles that taking a year off doesn't really hurt you on, as long as you're dedicated to your craft. I mean, that's stuff that'll come back to where he wasn't a big physical, run you over, go over the top type of guy. To where, I mean, if he gets his footwork back in order and everything, I think he can be just fine there. So, and Houston, I mean, you got Nico Collins, you have Dalton Schultz, you have a John Mechie, and they signed Bobby Trees, I think.
Yeah, Bobby Trees.
But definitely room for opportunity there. So I love John Mechie in that offense. And
Yeah.
then
Guy you just mentioned, Nico Collins, my number one sleeper this year. Average draft position of 153. He was limited down the stretch. I think he missed like 5 games down the stretch. But he was performing with Davis Webb. Or wait, did I mess that up? Not Davis Webb, Davis Mills. Throwing him the football.
Davis Mills.
In a pretty dysfunctional offense. Like, I think that with the Shanahan system coming in there, he fits the big receiver that they want. I think Nico Collins is going to be their number one option this year.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Then another guy, he's going 213 overall. And historically, let's say 2022, I can't see his position ranking for 2022, but it's Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow is going in the 200s, and he plays a style that fits perfectly with Jimmy G. Like, I can understand Devontae Adams kind of falling off a little bit with production, but Hunter Renfrow is the perfect wide receiver for Jimmy G. He's going undrafted in most leagues, and he's been a fine flex fill and play guy for the past 4 years. So
one down year.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Hunter Renfrow. I mean, you give me the last pick of the draft, 15th round. Need to throw a flyer out there. I'll take a Hunter Renfrow. Like,
I'm with that. I didn't realize he was going that low. He was just off my radar. Like, Hunter Renfrow, I was pretty high on last year, unfortunately. But like, I mean, that
his
late
his ADP
makes
is
so much
sleeper
sense.
right now is 215.
Yeah, that's definitely worth a flyer.
So, but is there anybody else you got in mind? Your ultimate sleeper? gotta put your reputation on it. Somebody that's going past pick 200. Who are you putting it on the line for?
A.T. Perry.
A.T. Perry, boy. Let's see. I'll go. You know, give me Cole Beasley. Gonna have a resurgence. Have a year of resurgence for the New York Giants. Just to go out there and
Cole
ball
Beasley
out.
is a New York Giant.
Yeah, I usually go out there and catch 110 balls for Brian Daboll this year.
You
I
know,
don't know if he's gonna make the team, but
in Josh Allen's best season, Cole Beasley was an All-Pro. Never forget that.
And a lot of Josh Allen's production dropped off whenever he left, and they expected
Gabriel Davis to be wide receiver 2 and wide receiver 3 from then on out. Like,
yeah, Gabe Davis was hot in the streets last year.
I didn't get it then. I mean, I don't. He's fine. He's a good receiver 3. He might be a serviceable 2, but like we saw Josh Allen with a real good wide receiver 2 that year. Wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. That was just a great trio. And then it's like they haven't had that since.
Yeah, Cole Beasley gonna go out there and catch 110 balls with Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll this year.
Yeah,
heard it here first. All right. I think that'll be everything. We kept it short and sweet for you guys. We will be doing a Twitter poll, see who won the what do we even call this?
Shaving Points Fantasy Draftapalooza.
Draftapalooza Fantasy Strategy Draft. The Shaving Point Strategy Draftapalooza.
I like it. I like every Palooza though. They're all great.
Yeah. We always do good with Paloozas. So we'll do that. We'll put those out and then we'll start talking college football probably next week. Talk a little college football, talk a little NFL, and before you know it, the season will be here, boy.
Ohio State might break the record for most players drafted in a single draft next year.
Oh man. I'm already back on my bullshit with Ohio State, so we'll see.
Their quarterback is still an unknown, but I don't know if they need a quarterback as long as he's not blind.
Yeah. I mean, not a whole lot of good quarterbacks in the Big Ten this year, so a lot of good quarterbacks in the Pac-12, a lot of good quarterbacks in the ACC.
Wait,
maybe
the Pac-4.
A good Yeah, the Pac-4. They still got 12 teams this year, but yeah, it could be the year of the quarterback in college football.
It might be. It's gonna be fun.
Ain't gonna be none of the Big Ten. But I think that'll be it for us. Thank y'all for listening. It's fantasy draft season. Whatever you do, don't sleep on the
Washington Football Skin Commanders.
Go Hogs. See y'all next week.